Very good evening to you all. Yes, it's that time. It's a double launch. We're going an hour early with the one-day special. It is John next door, and I can tell you we're busy already. So don't sit around. Do put what you want into your baskets and check those baskets out. Of course, it wouldn't be a John next door show or a one-day special without someone very special. So he's here in the studio, of course, John Lockwood.
I'm looking for the perfect special. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good.
God, you've been here a lot lately.
I have. I did Boxing Day, then we had a bit of a break.
Yeah.
And then suddenly it seems in the last week, this is like my third visit in a week or something.
Well, we're all very pleased
I think
about
the channel
that.
got me on speed dial going, John, can you come in? John, can you help?
Well, we have got something special for you as well. I'm just going to let you know there's a 3-day delay, not long at all, is it, to wait? 29th of January is the dispatch from date. We're already very, very busy. Now, we're looking at the one-day special first. We've got all sorts of goodies for you, in fact. Now, already 10% of the stock has gone. Now, this is a great collection. We're going to ask John about this, but this collection, 19 dies in total. John, I'm going to show the boards that we've got, if you want to talk through this, because first of all, I'm going to show you the dies. And they look beautiful. I mean, we've got lots of detail in this, something very special about this frame as well. But it's when I show you what we can cut with these dies, then it's really going to hit home how versatile they are, isn't it, John?
It is. What I try to do is, I said earlier to Chris, who's the director, if you look at the packet of this die of the Mayfield, you'll go, is that it? Because we have them eco-made. But of the Mayfield die, this is just a few of the combinations that you can make. So this isn't everything, but all of those, that pattern, that you're looking at, that die set will give you all of these pieces and cuts, plus more, because I haven't gone, oh, well, let's use the frame with, obviously the frame can go with it, can all go flat, can go separate, then go into each of the bits. There's about 20 or 30 different combinations.
Wow.
But that's what we try and do with the John Next Door brand, is I try and design as much as I can get into the metal, because that's what you're paying for at home.
Exactly.
As crafters, it's what we pay for.
And there's something very special about these dies as well. If I point out the little slots in this one here, I mean, it looks beautiful as far as detail goes, but we can thread ribbon through there as well, can't we, John?
Everybody's been asking since I did my original ribbon threaders, could I do a new ribbon threader? And I thought, I don't want to do something that just does that. I'm going to start to incorporate that idea in, so we've got the option of using it or not using it.
Amazing.
And that will take, it will actually take anything from, I mean, you could use any size of ribbon, but it will actually take ribbon, it's designed to be around the sort of 10mm, 7 to 10mm, but you can use a lot bigger. I always say 1/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch ribbon, really. But the idea is that it's been spaced so that you can use it one way or the other. And I bet I haven't got the sample there, but you can use it so it comes out and you've just got the little ribbon as you're showing there on the blue and white one. But obviously, you can have it coming so it covers the daisy flower or the flower in there, so that all you actually see is the ribbon and the little section. So you can use it in either way. And during the shows, I'll show you both ways.
Wonderful.
But the idea was to get versatility, and it is based around a sort of mandala version. Yeah.
Well, we're going to come back to a mandala, but just in the meantime, looking at the one-day special itself, of course, we can see those corner dies as well, which is so intricate, John. Absolutely beautiful. We can see the corners here. I love the fact that you've got those 4 corners, and look at the frame that's been cut here. You could paper piece in there as well. You could layer that up and get different effects.
They drop in. The first thing with corner dies that really annoys me is when companies or when people do 1 or 2. Yeah. Because I'm going to use 4 corners at least.
Yeah, so it's multiple passes through the die cutting machine.
There's 4 corners in there, 4 identical corners in there. Wonderful. So you only have to put your piece of card through once. We all know, no matter what machine you use, if it's been through 6 or 7 times, your card's wrecked.
Exactly.
Unless you're really careful. But what I also did, I didn't actually think these would work. I thought the factory would actually refuse them.
Really?
Because the minimum spacing you're supposed to have on between 2 lines that cut is 3mm.
Right, okay.
If you actually measure some of the lines on those corners, they actually go down to 1.5mm.
Wow. But so they've cut perfectly,
I was really shocked. And then when they actually came through, I thought these aren't going to cut, and the fact that they work and work first time was brilliant. But you're not supposed to get lines that fine, but I just push them and make them do it.
Well, it's worked, and I'm so glad you did push them, John. And it goes on as well because, oh, have you seen the florals and the leaves? Now, you were here last week. We had shows together last week,
yes,
didn't we? And you did say, you know, we're showing you a little hint of what's to come. We kept hiding some things on some of your samples.
We did. We
did.
I did the Mandala limited edition.
Yeah.
And if anyone missed out on the limited edition Mandala set, we saved a few to go on this show.
Okay.
So they are on the website. There's not a lot, but we saved a few for this. But the Mandala was designed at the same time as the Mayfield. So I designed the Mandala flower to match with the Mayfield, but also to matching with what I've done before, but to match with the Mandala as well.
Amazing.
So the card at the front that we showed the sneak peek of is here, the one that you actually, Chris is just showing you now. You can see how well that works. And the idea of this is the die plate has both flowers in it.
Okay.
So it has a solid and one with the centre missing.
Yeah.
And it has one solid and one centre missing for each one, and it will make you 7 flowers. So there are 14 flowers on the plate, 7 solid, 7 with holes in the middle. So you can use them separately or use them together. It was about flexibility.
Amazing. Well, we are so busy already. In fact, we're only 6 minutes in and already over 20% of the stock has gone. You know, whether you keep it simple, John, just a couple of little corners there, you can see some of the flowers. You can be more elaborate with it as well, be very clever with those corners. That's absolutely beautiful. Oh, now this is interesting.
I thought this was really clever. This is from Mrs. Duck. And she noticed if you cut the corners together, it looks like holly.
It does, doesn't it?
So that's actually just using the waste, but it does look just like...
That is
in fact, I looked at that and thought, right, I'm going to have to design a holly die like that for Christmas.
Oh, look at
but
that
again,
as well.
Multiples of the corners. But if you can imagine, if that was a single die you had to use, how long would that take?
Yeah,
yeah,
you are so right.
So this one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we only had to run the dice through 2.5 times for this whole card.
Or 3 times and have spare.
Yes, which is probably what was done, to be fair. I didn't make that one. I can't remember who did, actually. I'm really sorry.
Would it be a certain Sam that did it, do you think? Do you think he made his own card?
This isn't one of Sam's. This is too delicate for Sam.
Is it?
Sam loves his... Sam loves his colours and his mixed media, and he's got a few pieces later on. You will love his. I'm
loving this as well because somewhat of the leftovers, as we would call it, or those throwaway bits that you should never ever throw away, have been used there as well. Absolutely beautiful. We have got so many samples here. I mean, we're talking gift boxes as well. I mean, going back to the ribbons here, absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Wow! Oh, John, that is gorgeous.
That's the alternate.
Did you do that one?
So you see, that's the same die, but this time I've threaded it so it covers over the flower.
That is amazing.
So you can't actually see the flower at all. And again, using the square seam box, if you're able to get that one, it really gives it that beautiful framing. Oh,
well, I do have to move on, but there's so many samples there. A quarter of the stock. You're kidding me. A quarter of the stock gone. We're not even 10 minutes in. That's taken me by surprise. Now, that little bit of stock that was left over from the Mandala set, bottom of the screen, do not miss out on that. When it's gone, it's gone. It will not be remade. It will not be coming back. That stock was kept, especially for this show. But the one-day special, absolutely flying. Now, let's move down because we do have more for you as well. Now, we've got some fabulous die sets here. Look how many dies you're getting in here. No way. 105 dies in total. Wow, John.
These are amazing. The press cut, plain and stitch dot nesting dies have become my absolute favourites. These are my stalwarts I have all the time. But the difference with these that I did was I redesigned these because we did have press cut nesting dies before. But I redesigned these so they are mathematically correct. So these are all on the 1/4 inch mark.
Yeah.
So the plain nesting dies go up in 1/4 inch increments. So you've got the perfect mats and layers. The stitch dot detail ones have the double stitch dot.
Yeah.
But they will actually as well intersperse with the planes.
I see.
So that you can make the perfect mats and layers between the two. But I designed both sets so you didn't have to have all of them. And the favourite to me is the diamond because I've never seen a diamond nesting set like that before.
Do you know, neither have I, John, and I'm looking down at the samples and it's like, what do I show first? Because the team have worked so hard. I can't possibly show them all at the moment, but look at this. That is so clever, isn't it? Isn't that fabulous? And then using the same dyes, staying with the diamonds just for a second. Look at that as a comparison. Absolutely beautiful. Beautiful. And then we move on to things like, oh, wait for it. I don't know if I can untangle this one. It may be a little bit tangled up, and I can't ask anybody to help, but I'm going to try my very best to untangle what I can. Right, let me turn that around. How wonderful is that?
And that's the diamonds folded in half.
And that is so sturdy.
Yeah, and because
so
you
sturdy.
have the nesting dies, both the red and the patterned paper are all made using the nesting die diamonds. So you've not added anything to that. And for the life of me, I didn't put a stick on that, and I can't remember which of the wonderful angels made it. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, whoever it was, very well done. Look at this. I know it's another diamond, but I'm going to show you some other shapes now, because, of course, you're getting the whole set here under item number 995040. Look at that. Ah, the next one, 3 payments of £29.98 if you're going for the full collection. Now, you can get these individually, so if you've got favourites, you can go for that. But on top of the savings individually, for the whole collection, you're saving a further £18. So you're actually saving, in total, if you're a Freedom member, £39. How wonderful is this as well? Look, mixed with that beautiful butterfly there as well. Let me just show a couple of these, because ovals, we haven't done them. Just because I just keep spotting things, John. I'm sorry, I can't.
I love that. I had to really select which samples to bring. But the great thing about the ovals is the ovals are the same scope as we've used for every oval that we've done in the last 4 years in Crafts 2 and John Next Door. So if you've got any of the John Next Door products that are an oval, like the media plate or the stamps, these will matte and layer them perfectly, because I've kept the same aspect ratio. And this I thought was so clever.
Look at that.
This was made by Julie.
That is fabulous.
But again, even the little tags are made with the actual oval dies.
Isn't that gorgeous? Oh, and we've got gift boxes and all sorts. Well, there you are, 995040 is the itinerary. Remember, this is a double launch, but do not hesitate on anything. We've got 2 hours with John for the launch, but the stock is absolutely flying. Now, I'm so excited about the next items. These are back. Now, John gave me a sneaky peek of these before they launched a while ago, and I wasn't actually in the building when we had the shows with these on, but I know they absolutely flew out. Now, John, these are Seth Apter pigment inks. Now, these are very, very special. Do you want to tell everybody why?
These are really, really special. What you've got is, and I do not understand how the science works on this, but what you've actually got in here is a water-based pigment ink that's permanent on any surface. Yeah? So, what you've actually got in here is, and this is the clever thing, you've even got the little brush in it. It's like a little nail varnish. So if you open it, can you see? You've even got the brush in there. But you've got that. It's like an enamel. But you paint this onto glass, it's permanent. You paint it onto wood, it's permanent. You paint it onto concrete, paper, card, stone, you know, pebbles from the garden for your pebble art. Fabric. It's permanent, but you can mix it with water to paint with, and you can also mix the colours together. So unlike a standard tough paint, this is a water-based pigment ink that's opaque. So this is me just painting directly onto fabric that Catherine's sort of got now.
Yeah, I have got a fabric sample here. I'm going to try and show you different
metal, so they're onto brass, then onto card, then onto mirror.
Amazing.
And these were made when we first launched these 3-4 months ago, and they've not been looked after because I had to repair some when I got here. But they've stayed and they've lasted.
There we are, onto fabric. Now, that's the first one I'm going to show you. I'm trying to pick up samples with different surfaces here. So we've gone with the fabric. This is tin. Look at that. That is amazing. Who did that, John?
I did this one.
How did you do that?
I know. Most people wouldn't
really
think
is
it.
tin,
But
look.
the difference is, with a normal paint that you can paint on metal, you can't water it down to get that subtle look, because you can't put water in. You have to put turps or something. Because these are water-based, then they go straight on. So that is it, straight on with no water onto acetate.
We've got lights as
But
well.
you can see,
look,
you actually see the light through, not the bulb. Because with them being pigment, they are opaque. These are my absolute favourite, but With these, we've had to wait this long to bring them back because obviously we get them in from Europe. And because of that, this is it.
So when they're gone, they're gone.
Yeah, and how long it will take us to get more back again in from Europe at the moment, we just have no idea.
Wow, well, we're busy already. In fact, over 10% of the stock has gone. You can have flexi on this one as well. 2 payments of £32.48, 533388. That is for the full collection. Now, very quickly, we're going to have a look at some embossing folders because we've got the most amazing price on this bundle for you. Look at this. So you've got the 3D embossing folders, all three of them. You've got quilted blocks, braided lines and spiral flower for a ridiculous £9.99. That makes them £3.33 each. 4 3D embossing folders. And when we say 3D, oh my goodness, John, that really is three-dimensional, isn't it?
Yeah,
the effect
they
that we're going to
really
get.
are. These are actually done, Sam did these. These are actually embossed onto craft metal.
Yeah.
So this isn't actually mirror card, this is actually sheets of craft metal. It shows how well they actually emboss, but shows you that 3D element that you get with them. But the waves is my favourite. I love that one.
And that works whichever way you put
lines.
it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
it
and
looks
it works in
quite different actually
both
to go
ways.
that way. Or you could have it going diagonal if you wanted to. Love it, love it. Oh, this is very nice as well. Look, there we are. And I'm just showing you on the craft metal here. We've got samples, of course, using these as well. Very busy on this. Oh, I've just spotted something with little fishes on it. Let me show you this. Look, using the waves. Oh, that is lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, that's beautiful. And just letterpress using ink on straight onto the folder.
Love it.
Or here, just using Mica Magic. But you see the intensity, you've got it getting darker in the middle of the rows.
Yeah, beautiful.
Just because of the 3D element of it.
Absolutely beautiful. Let me just show one with the other embossing folders. So we've seen all three of them. There we are. That's pretty, isn't it? £9.99. Don't miss out on these. 048053. Now, we do have stamps and embossing folders for you now. Another great price for you. So if you want a bargain, consider this one as well. You are saving almost £30 on this. These are beautiful stamps as well. Only £9.99. So you have got the embossing folders. You can see the stamps as well. Now, in the packaging, the embossing folder is underneath the stamp. I'm not going to kind of remove that now, but I can show you the embossing folders themselves. So you're getting thank you in one of them. You can see the birds on the wire there as well. There we are. And the final one, again, you've got those beautiful roses. Only £9.99. 264003. Stamps and embossing folders. You're getting all three, remember. Amazing value. Whew. Now, when it comes to the Mandala collection, remember we had shows last week and a little bit of stock was left back for today's one-day special. When it has gone, it has gone. You are getting the dies, you are getting the paper pad, you're getting the gems, you're getting washi tape in here as well. Already 40% of the stock has gone. Now these will work so beautifully hand in hand with the one-day special as well. Yes, they'll work alone, but with the one-day special it opens up even more options for you. Only £24.99, item number 969153. It's not just the dies, it's the stamps as well. Oh, it's getting busier and busier. Phone lines are very busy. Please go to the website or use the app. I can tell you when it comes to the one-day special, already a third of the stock has already gone. We're not even 20 minutes in yet. We've not even got to demonstration time, let alone anything else. And really, I've barely shown any samples, but everything is flying, John.
Yeah, you know, I never know what to say, to be honest. It's lovely when people sort of see, I don't know if you want to say see the vision, or you just don't know what to say. You know, as someone who designs things yourself, you know, you have confidence, you love them, and then you launch them and you don't, and you just don't know. I mean, I've loved playing with these, and they're actually named after one of my favourite places from childhood. Oh. Because, you know, we've moved back up sort of to Yorkshire now. And when I was at school, we went to somewhere called Mayfield Valley for a week. And you sort of go up Jacob's Ladder and learn about plants and things. And I loved it. And that's why I named it after that. Oh. Because we did so much in the week, it kind of
lovely.
Matched with it. So there's always I'd hate to stick a pin in a map and go, that's what I'm calling it.
Yeah, no, it's got to have a purpose.
Yeah, there has to be a purpose.
That sentimentality, it makes it mean much more,
yeah, I'm just an old sentiment, aren't I, really?
I'd be the same, to be fair.
Right, so what I thought we'd do is, because we've got the 2-hour launch, what I'll often do is show you how do we do this bit and how do we do this bit.
Yeah.
And I thought it would be really nice to be able to take you through a whole card.
Okay,
and
lovely.
take you through how we're actually using all the elements in the set to work together.
Yep.
So what I've chosen to do, and this isn't one of mine, so this isn't one of mine,
That's
this
beautiful.
is one from Julie, who's one of my angels who helps me out. And she popped this one online and everyone just went mad.
It is
and
beautiful.
I thought I would save Julie the hassle of having to tell everyone how she'd done it and try and make my version of it. So I am cheating a little bit. But I really thought that people wanted to see how we've done this. So, what I'm starting with, so everything in here is from the Mayfield. So what I'm going to start with is, I'm actually starting with one of my square seam boxes.
Yeah.
Because we've had these on the last few shows and I know a lot of people have got them. And I think it's really nice to show how things from the past work with what we've got that's new. I don't know if there's any left online, to be honest with you. I think we were really low if there is. So. But it was just to show you. So what I'm going to do is, every single element in the Mayfield comes as a separate piece.
Right.
Yeah? So nothing has an outside or an inside cutting line. So we can cut it in, so we can cut it with the outside line if we want it that big. We can cut it with that inside line if we want just a frame. We can just cut that in, we can multiply it.
Okay.
So for this, obviously I want an aperture. So I want the inside cutting piece and the detail with that stitch and that flower.
I see,
yep.
yes.
So, just going to take a long piece of tape, which everyone's used to me doing now, on my thumbs, pick up the middle, bring the next die in, hover over, get it in the right place. That then lets me hover over and put it evenly into the box. And if you don't have the seam box, you could do this on a piece of card that's cut to say 5 by 5.
Yeah, make your own box.
Or you could score it, and I will be showing that in tomorrow. Showing you how we'll make a bigger, deeper box just using the scoreboard and the dies.
Lovely.
So I just want to put that down and I'm just going to run it through now. Again, just to show you, one of my sort of favourite things to mention. If I put this in the machine like this, we're going to hit the sleeping policeman.
Yes.
So our rollers are going to come over and go
Yeah.
bump and go over. So what we want to do is rotate it. And the reason is then we get a slower pull down of the blades, of the rollers, and it gives it more time to cut, and it doesn't jump that sleeping policeman. So always try and do that with something that's a detailed die like this.
Okay, so you need the larger machine as well for this. So the Go Power that we've now got available is the perfect machine, isn't it? Oh, is it gone? Is it sold out? I didn't know that.
Sorry,
well done if you got
it.
Was that you the other day?
Yes, sorry.
I knew it had been a busy show. I didn't realise all the stock had gone.
Yeah, I have asked the question, because loads of people have asked me when it's coming back, because it isn't a Crafts 2 item, it's just my choice.
No, I know that,
so,
yeah.
you know, it's not something that I have any knowledge or control over. But all of these dies will fit through your standard Big Shot.
Yeah.
They've all been tested in a standard A5 machine as well. So they will work perfectly well in there. So just going to go and check it, make sure, because there's a lot, I've got everything cut through, which because I've chosen that paper, you can't see it. But peel that off and you can see by putting it at that angle, I've got all that detail.
Wow, I love it just as it is, but once you start threading that ribbon through,
and I wanted to add the detail, so I put all these little dots on.
Yes.
Just so that you've got something. I feel it's quite an old, almost, at first I thought, is that a little bit twee?
I don't think
but
it is
I think
at
when
all.
I put the dots onto it and I added the extra, I thought, no, it's actually got a real modern twist to it.
Yeah,
so it would meet modern,
I think it just finishes it off perfectly. I really, really do. Trying to imagine now, I'm looking at that beautiful card of Julie's and I'm trying to imagine without those dots, and I think definitely the right choice was to put the dots in.
Yeah.
I think everybody else is agreeing as well, because already when it comes to the one day special, 40% of the stock, the whole stock has gone not even half an hour into the show. The phone lines remain busy, so if you can use the website or the app, it will save you a little bit of time. But of course, do hang on in there. We will get to you as soon as we can.
So all I'm doing is just popping through all the little bits. Yeah. So just going through, I should actually probably use my brush tool, to be honest. But it's my...
Do you know, I don't mind doing that,
no,
you know.
I hate poking them out of the die.
Isn't that weird?
But I don't, but then with the die I can just bang it to get them out, can't I? But I do enjoy taking
I miss
each
the
individual
days
little
where
piece out.
we're not allowed to help now. We used to, as presenters, we used to... Oh, John, are they the show as well?
I don't know, but I'm not going without using it, so...
They are. I've heard blue and pink. In fact, there they are. There's the details. This is for the blue. We've got different item numbers for the colours. Oh, these are brilliant. John has one for getting crumbs off his sofa as well. $9.99 is
well
the
remembered.
price. I remember everything. 197021 if you want to go for the blue. If you want the pink... There it is, $9.99 again, 755659. It's just 2 AA batteries that you need in there, and very, very useful. Especially, John, when you're die cutting, because we say this, don't we? If you've got any of those little pokey out bits, those bits of stray card onto your plates, and you send it through your die cutting machine, it will embed into your card. It will mark your card.
It will. And
so
what I'm using here,
up.
this is the Craft2 crystal card.
Yeah.
So this has mica set into it. So this is like a proper pearl card. So if I have anything pressing into any part of this, that's it, it's ruined.
Yeah.
Because it will show straight away, because it will show the light difference.
Definitely,
so it's
yeah.
really worth getting those cleared out. So obviously now I want to put the gold behind.
Oh,
yeah?
that's nice, so classy.
So an easy way to do this, well again, I've put it into the dies. So when I pull out the right die, I'm going to take the, so this is the outside die for the Mayfield.
Okay.
Because again, it's sometimes easier, and what I'll say is, right, what you need to go in here is a piece that's 5 inches or just slightly below 5 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, we never remember measurements and things. I'm terrible for remembering them. So the outside die will work perfectly. A couple of bits on my plate.
See, they're exactly the bits you don't want.
Yeah, I've got into the habit now of literally doing this.
So is
with
it a
my
brush
plate.
that's at the bottom?
There's little mini brushes.
Oh.
So they get any of... My plate's actually, this plate is, we worked out, is 18 months old.
Really?
But since I've been doing this, it's looked cleaner. That looks cleaner than it's ever looked because the brushes seem to pull all the little tiny fibres out. Don't know.
And they do get embedded, don't they?
They do.
Into the plate?
They get pushed into it. And I'm not the sort of person who ever washes my plates. Well, it wouldn't be fair, really, to lie and say that I do that, because I don't.
You don't wash your plates, so you don't wash your die cutting plates.
I don't wash my die cutting plates.
Right, that's
I have
okay.
a dishwasher
Phew.
for the others. And a Sam.
You could, they would be dishwasher safe, I guess, though.
They would, yeah. A lot of
they?
people have done that
Yeah.
to flatten their older plates that
Yeah.
walk a lot. A lot of people have done that in the dishwasher. I wash a lot. I used to wash a lot of my craft stuff in the dishwasher.
Did you?
To be honest, it's easy to do. It's easy to use. So, just going to take that off. But now that is. But if you see there, that's a linen card. There's no marks on it.
Beautiful.
How many times do we use that sort of card and have to put a piece of paper
Yeah.
down to stop it?
Yeah.
So, of course, that's the right size.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, to fit in there, exactly behind.
Wonderful.
So I don't have to do any measuring. Now, on Julie's, she actually used one of the press cut nesting stitch dot dies, which match into this, to
Oh, I
cut
can
a
see,
slightly
yes.
finer border.
Yeah.
But I said I want to show you how we're going to do it using what we have on the show.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to give this a little bit of a spray glue, and the only reason I'm doing that into the spray area, it's all right now because there's like a barrier, isn't there? So I get away with, I don't have to pretend there's a box down there. There isn't, it's just going on the floor. But I don't have to pretend anymore at the minute. It's like, keep away, keep away. No, we have a screen as well.
If that screen starts looking frosted, I know why.
Oh yeah, I never thought of that. Actually, it is a bit down there and it's got some bits stuck on it. The only reason I do this and not use a wet glue is because I'm going to run this back through my die cutting machine. And if I do that with a wet glue, it can squeeze out and it can spoil it and make it look a little bit sort of, trying to think of a nice word for the word manky that we would use. And this is a great tip if you've got some glue or some spray glue on the areas you don't want, use your anti-static bag.
Yeah.
Now this is the Crafts2 one, and we had it made of a finer weave.
Right,
of a tighter weave.
Yeah.
Because I was fed up of going into the little bag. You know what I'm going to say,
I don't know.
don't
Yeah,
you?
I'm smiling. I know what's coming.
I pull out the bag. There's no powder in the bag, and it's all in the bottom of the plastic bag.
Been
So
there, done
every
that.
now and then, if I want a lot out, I just give it a bit of a poke, and it doesn't wreck it.
Do you know, I was a little bit worried when I saw you giving it all those bigger
But that
holes
just
in it,
takes
John,
off
but
that
yeah.
little bit of extra glue. Yeah.
Yes.
So I've got that. I've got my gold frame, but what I want to do is I want the centre out. So all I do is drop the die back in.
Okay. And of course, all these bits that you're cutting out are so useful for other projects as well.
Totally. Well, we're going to use this one.
Oh.
Going to use this gold bit. I'm not wasting. This is the Crafts 2 gold linen card that we sold out back in September and we've not been able to bring back yet.
Oh.
So I am on to my last packet.
It's like, literally like gold dust.
Yeah, so I'm not wasting it because I am on my last packet. So, and I tried ordering some after the show, sort of using my contacts and couldn't get any more. So, you know. I think people think because you're in, you know, you can get hold of things. And we sometimes are the last to be able to get hold of. We're the last to get some things sometimes. So, there we go. Certainly at the moment, if it's anything coming from Europe.
Oh, I know. It's a bit of a nightmare at the minute.
It is. But you see, now when I take that out, I've got, I stuck a little bit, the perfect frame.
That is so nice,
and that's crisp and neat, you know, rather than having to run a knife round.
Yeah.
So it really is, to me, it's a struggle doing that. So that is my first piece, okay?
Lovely.
But of course, there is an alternative.
Okay.
Because what I could do is thread it with ribbon.
Yes, you could.
So if I don't put the gold around it, I could thread it with ribbon.
Well, that's what I was just thinking there. It's lovely to see the gold there because it looks absolutely stunning. It shows through, doesn't it? But Julie's sample there with you, John, she has actually threaded the ribbon through, hasn't she? I've got another card here, actually. I don't know if I did show this one. Again, not threading the ribbon through, but we've got other samples on the front where the ribbon has been threaded. So it's down to personal choice. If you want to see that coloured cardstock, I love how that frame is shown around this one as well. Isn't that wonderful? But look, you can see the colour coming through the detail there, whether it's got the ribbon threaded or not. It is so, so classy. Over 40% of the stock has gone. It is meant to last, how many hours? 24 hours, isn't it? I nearly said 48 then. It's a double launch, not double days. That's all. I've just got to show this. I spotted it, I put my hand on it. I thought, oh, what have I put my hand on there? Look at this from Barbara. Isn't that beautiful? There is a clear acetate lid on there. Look at the flowers, how they complement all the beautiful detail. One of your stamp sets from previous, John, as well. There, I can see
one of the 2J stamps. But the actual flowers are made with mandala flower.
Really?
Those fuchsias.
The fuchsias?
Fuchsias are made with the mandala flower.
Oh, wow.
So that's actually made with in the ODS. So she's actually used different leaves. Oh, no, I think she's used
the leaves are from the one day special, aren't
so
they?
everything on that card, apart from the stamp, is from the one day special.
Oh, that is beautiful. Oh, well done, Barbara. Lovely.
And Barbara basically said that the shape of the leaf is perfect for making a fuchsia because it's a fuchsia shape.
One of my favourite flowers
so she
as well,
just
a
nipped
fuchsia.
one flower, one petal off, but there's another one somewhere else as well, where Mrs. Duck, who makes a fuchsia out of every one of my flower dies, has actually made it.
Oh, I found it, John. Oh, is Barbara Mrs. Duck?
Oh, no, that's Barbara. There was another one from Mrs. Duck where she's done it.
Isn't that beautiful? Using again the mandala and the one day special.
Yep. So that's the mandala flower. That's why it's such a flexible flower and it passes in one pass. But again, in this demo, I will show you, obviously, you know, how we do that.
Oh, one from Maxine there as well, using those beautiful flowers. Oh, there's so many gorgeous samples here. I'm going to keep rummaging as you're demoing there, John, see what I can find. I'm just going to let everybody know or remind you that the Mandala collection, I think I found Mrs. Duck's. Half the stock has now gone. When it has gone, it has gone. We cannot get any more. This is a limited edition. Just this amount of stock was left for the one day special because it goes so well with the one day special. But £24.99, 969153. This is what you're getting. So the dies, the stamps, the paper pad as well, which is beautiful, I've got to say. You've got gems, which are clear, so you can colour those yourself. And you've got washi tape as well, all in that bundle for that price, 969153. They flew out last week, and genuinely, it's limited edition. When it's gone, it's gone. Just as John's taken everything from the die cutting machine, I found Mrs. Duck's card as well. Look at that. How beautiful. Isn't that gorgeous?
It's stunning, isn't it? And what she's actually done is, she's mixed the Mandala limited edition in with it, because again, because I knew the limited edition was going to be, was a limited number, will not be repeated, and I think it's only been available here. What we've actually done, what I did was made sure that it all matches in with the Mayfield, so that if anyone missed out, they can get the Mayfield as a different alternative.
Right,
again, I didn't want anyone to miss out, so the limited edition is that's it. When that's gone, it's gone. And we did actually hide In fact, to be honest, it's been going down in the numbers because people have been finding it through today.
Yeah, in between shows, we do make those
We've had
sales.
to sort of be changing the number of it because we thought we'd hidden the stock so that there was something for people tuning into this show.
Ah, you crafty little devils, you see, you find everything in advance. When it comes to the one-day special, half the stock has already gone, half the stock. This is launch, it's an early start. I reckon there's some people that haven't even realised we've launched. So we're expecting at 6 o'clock to have an influx of new viewers and sales again. So do get in there quick. You are saving £8 here. 2 payments of £19.98. Item number 225842. Dispatch, it's just a 3-day delay, so from the 29th of January, so not long at all. And if you did go for the Mandala last week, or if you've gone for it today while we've still got a little bit of stock available, oh, these are going to work so beautifully together. Bottom of the screen for the Mandala collection, you need to be very, very quick with that. 60% of the stock has gone. Right, John, how are you getting on?
I just wanted to explain as well, the reason we've got the extended delivery is because we were very busy with the shows last week.
Yeah.
With the current situation, we are down on staff. And with the snow and everything else, that took like 2 days out of it last week. So rather than over-promise and under-deliver, we thought we would give a safety buffer.
Which is always the best thing.
Let us catch up and be honest with everyone and say, yes, you are going to have to wait a couple of extra days, but I'm one of those people who'd rather know and wait.
Definitely.
Than be told afterwards, oh, it's going to be a little bit delayed. So we tried everything to help in the current postal situation.
Exactly. At this time, you know, we just don't know what's around the corner next, do we? So it is best to err on the side of caution and be honest about it all.
So what I'm going to do is, I've got a piece of striped ribbon here. Now, this was actually the ribbon that we had on the show on Thursday. I remember. So I don't know if that all went, but if it didn't, it's worth having a look at because that was a really good deal.
It really was. In fact, I can remember the details, John. It was 4 rolls of ribbon, 25 metres on each roll. It was only £9.99. You got a stripe in each set, you got a white in it, and then you got 2 other colours as well. Yeah,
of the organza at 7mm, which is, I said at the time, it's perfect to go through this.
I remember everything when it's a bargain.
You do.
I know.
You're like me, but we're northerners. we were born about 20 miles away from each other, so we all know a good buy. So all I'm doing is, with the ribbon, I'm wrapping a piece of normal sticky tape over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because threading ribbon is a nightmare.
Yes,
yeah.
I agree.
And I've used a bodkin in the past, but we're going through quite a lot of tight cards, so best thing to do is put a little bit of sellotape on there like that, or sticky tape, and cut it to your own needle.
Yeah.
And what you've done is make your own sharp needle that's easy to thread.
Yeah.
So all I want to do is to come up through the first one. Yeah.
Yes.
And go down through the next one.
Yeah.
Like that. Really simple. Up through and down. But you can see how much easier it is with that little needle you've made yourself with the sticky tape. It's very hard not to say the S word, isn't it? It's very hard to remember to say sticky tape. It's like saying vacuum rather than the other word that we normally use.
I know.
We forget so many things that are in the common parlance are actually brand names, aren't they?
It is very, very tough.
So here we go. So we'll go through here.
Do you know, there is a brand, I can't say it because it is a brand, but the hook and eye type material.
I didn't know that was a brand name either. I thought that was a type.
Yeah, well, it is. And I learned something last night when I was in the hotel. I learned...
How many times have I told you to stop hanging around that hotel bar?
It's from Switzerland, and it stands for velvet crochet, apparently. That's where the name comes from. It does make sense, doesn't it?
It's amazing when with the current situation, when you're in a hotel, and obviously we have to isolate and be very careful in there, that all you actually do is you sit and Google different things because there is nothing else to do, is there, at all?
I shouldn't have been in the hotel, really, at that time. I was supposed to be here, but that's another story.
But can you see there how simply we've got that going across? So you can see the stripes going over each little loop.
That looks lovely.
Yeah, but the actual striped material is behind each flower.
Yes.
So it means that when you look closely and you're looking at the detail, to me it turns this, one of my favourite phrases, it turns it from homemade to handmade.
That is so pretty, isn't it?
Yeah, so you can even see there the grosgrain. So it adds that little bit. You don't get that on a card you go and buy.
No, of course you don't.
You know, and I make mine for pleasure. They very rarely go to anyone. It's just for my pleasure.
But that's what it's all about. It's about enjoying ourselves,
Crafting
isn't it?
is, people say to me about selling their cards and things, and if you do that You're welcome to do it with anything in mine or crafts too.
Yeah.
We're more than happy for you to do it. But to me, the fun, well, I have 2 hobbies, as you know. The fun is in the crafting and the doing and the making.
Yeah.
And before I did this as a job, I had boxes full of finished products.
Yeah.
But I'd had fun making them.
Exactly.
But I also have the hobby of hoarding and collecting craft stuff, to be honest. So what I'll show you as well, because I've got one already done,
Okay.
is I'll show you how we actually do it if we want to cover the flower.
Right.
So what we actually do is we come up through the second hole rather than the first hole, and you'll correct it when you come to this corner, yeah?
Yeah.
And then we just go through the first. So we're reversing it. That way, we get the longer stitch and it covers the flower, but it means that we've got 2 different looks and styles.
You have, and maybe if you want something a little bit more masculine, I can imagine navy and white together, or
that would
black
be
and
nice.
white. You know, just because it's got ribbon on doesn't mean it doesn't suit anybody, does it,
No.
really?
And one of the ones I saw, which I really wanted to try, and I did genuinely run out of time, was getting the ribbon and then going across and lacing across the aperture. But of course, because it goes all the way around, you could do that and lace across.
Yeah, you could.
And I think there's so many different options you can make with this, and that's what we want as crafters, is something we can get our teeth into.
Yeah.
When I would say, when you get your die sets home, get everything, find a colour of card that you've gone off, because we all do,
Yeah.
and cut every piece out in it.
Definitely.
First
I
thing, you'll
totally
see
agree.
what you can do and see ideas. Secondly, it will more than likely turn that colour that you've gone off to a colour you like. Because when it's
Very
cut,
true.
I've done that so many
Yeah.
times. I did it once with some ginger card, and it got to that point that I convinced Peter and Crafts to actually ordering ginger coloured card.
Oh, wow.
Because I'd gone off it and it was
And
orangey colour,
yeah,
and I
and
loved it
depending
then.
the colour you put with it as well. I mean, I can imagine that would look fabulous with black, because it's going to really make the colour pop as well.
I've got
But
a demo
equally,
ready,
with
done
your
in-
browns and your greens and yellows as
done
well.
in black and pink. And that really works. It looks almost Spanish then. So you can see when I get to the corner, I just go through the next hole.
Oh,
like
I see,
that,
yeah.
And that way you get that little flower still showing.
Yeah.
Or if you want to, you just pull that out a little bit more and just pop a little glue dot there. And you
hold
can
it in
cover the flower
place.
if you want to.
Oh, if you pulled it out even further, could you kind of mitre the ribbon and
You
tack
could
it down?
actually mitre it like that.
A little bit of red tape.
And give it a
maybe.
proper.
Yes, so it
give
gives
it a little
really
bit of
nice.
blue power tape and you'll get a perfect mitre
Oh, yes,
corner.
the power tape. I don't know if we've got that available.
I don't
have we?
know. I know we put the last of it on the last show, so if there's any left, then that's... Again,
that'll be
because
it.
we get it in from the Netherlands and
Oh, so that's, yeah.
We don't
right,
know.
OK, I've just got to do an update, John, actually, because the Mandala set, the limited edition, is actually limited stock. When it's gone, we will not be saying we've got more stock for you. We cannot bring this back. You need to check out your baskets right now on this one. £24.99. Don't forget, you're getting dies in there, you're getting stamps, you're getting washi tape, you're getting gems, you're getting that fabulous paper pad as well. All for just £24.99. Absolutely beautiful set, this one. 969153. Now, something else we'll just tell you about as well. Now, we haven't even shown these yet, but you found them. So the glue applicators. Now, I know they were busy again last week, but these are just wonderful again. Now, not only do you get the applicators, you're also going to get the craft glue as well, the craft artist glue, which I know John recommends, and you've probably seen him do it before. When you add this into your applicators, just a tiny bit of water, because this glue is so thick. It's got so much acrylic in there. It's such a good quality glue. And then you've got those fine nozzles on there that don't block. So you've got the pins in the lids, haven't you, John?
yeah, and the pins go all the way to down the tube and come out by about 5 mil from the end.
Yeah.
So that no glue sits in that tube at all.
Love it. Don't miss out on those. I know you found them, and it's very busy on those as well. £9.99. 478338.
Right, so what we're going to do now, so here's my frame that I've done while Catherine was talking. No, that I'd already got done. I love that. It's brilliant to have this breakaway. I wish I could do it when I'm, when I'm crafting at home and doing the Craft Cave live.
Yeah.
Wish I could have you there just to take it away a minute, just while I catch up, you know. Everyone can see me paddling manically behind. So, but you can see, I will put it in, but you see, to me, how different that looks.
It does, doesn't
To
it?
just when we've used the gold. So far, we've only used 2 dyes in the set.
It looks lovely,
But
whichever
it's like
way.
you've got completely different ones. So now we want to start working on the inside.
Okay.
So I'm going to go down to, and we'll just clean it out. Again, you can tell when I love a dye because it's full. If you see one that's got no bits in it anywhere, you know that, you know, basically, no, John's not
I think you need to be strapping one of those vacuums on each foot, John.
I think I
so
am
as you're
going
demoing
round.
there, you can be cleaning up after yourself.
It's okay, Jack doesn't mind. He's had a few days off with his leg. He needs the exercise. Bless him. Oh. So all I'm going to do this time is, again, what we've got is the outside die that comes in the set.
Yeah.
We'll cut this out as a panel if we want. Then you've got a circle die which cuts out the middle if you want. And I've got another demo prep to show you how we make a beautiful card just with those bits.
Okay, yeah.
But what I've done as well is on this circle die, because we've got circle dies, so this one has a stitch detail top and bottom.
Oh, that's nice.
So that you'll actually get a stitch detail on the piece that's cut and the piece that cuts out.
Yeah.
Because it's worth it's these little bits of extra detail that I think I've learnt to add because I've been designing dies for sort of 3-4 years now.
Yeah.
You learn as you go along of going,
course.
oh, I could just add that on. And
yeah, and also sort of requests and suggestions from viewers as well. I know we've all said this before. We get many messages saying, could you do this and could you do that? And have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And sometimes we haven't thought of everything. And it's nice to get those opinions and points of view from people.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ribbon threaded section on this came from people requesting it.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to tape this in the middle of the piece of card. So there's a lot of detail on here. Yeah. So there's a lot of detail on this die.
Okay.
And I'm having to put it in the middle because I want it in the middle of this bigger piece. So I'm going to put it slightly on the wonk so that I get a longer drag time.
Yes.
And I'm going to put an extra piece of card on top as a shim just in case, because as we know and I've said many times, my machine is 18 months old.
Right,
so it's like it's as if you've had at home one of these for like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
You know how much we use them, and this has been thrown about. I mean, look at the state
we've
of
seen
it.
you bringing it here to the studio for such a long time, and I know many people would ask about it, John. I didn't realise generally that we didn't have any stock left. I knew it was a busy show, but Anne has emailed in, and Anne's was delivered today, and she's thrilled. She says it's absolutely fabulous. So hopefully we'll get more stock soon. We'll keep you updated on that. But you know.
Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm really glad for Anne. And let me know how you got on with lifting it, because Anne has a little trouble lifting the machine.
Oh, does she?
So she'd asked a few questions about that. She's a good friend, Anne, bless her. I didn't even know she'd got it until she emailed me afterwards and said,
didn't you?
Thanks for answering that question. It was me.
Oh.
So again, I'm just going to check it. But when I take this out...
Oh, that is a beautiful die,
I
isn't
love...
it, John?
You've got like a Spanish...
Oh, that is beautiful.
Or a Moroccan sort of screen look to it.
Definitely.
And again, I could have done a whole die of that, but how many times would we use it?
Yeah.
It needs to be part of something else. It's to me about making it value. So what I need to do is, again, just either do my flick, or just pop these little bits out. But you can see, because of the card I'm using, then they sit in there a little bit. And I personally, the dies that we do, the John Next Door dies and the Crafts 2 dies, are actually Teflon coated.
Right, okay.
So the coatings that you see on dies, you see them different colours.
Yes.
Each one is a different coating.
Yeah.
So a brown coating is a non-stick coating.
Okay.
And what that tends to do is to leave the pieces, so that the non-stick tends to leave the pieces in the die and not pull them out with the cut.
Right.
The Teflon is the other way round.
Okay.
So it tends to leave pieces more in the cut than in the die. And that's my preference.
Well, it's mine as well, because when you said earlier on, do you know, I genuinely was the same. Don't mind poking out all the bits in the card, but when it came to the die, it used to try me a
trying
bit
to go
batty.
back. Oh, I know. I mean, I used to have demos, and I can remember a lovely lady I used to do regularly, and she used to get in the front row, and as soon as she got there, she used to usually pick up my pokey tool, take the dies I was going to use next and start poking through, and she spent all day doing it. She said she loved it. And I said to her, I can't think of anything worse.
Do you know, I did hear a tip that if you also brush your actual die with your anti-static bag or a tumble dryer sheet as well, that may help sort of push out the
A tumble dryer sheet will help things come out easier, because what you're actually doing is you're putting silicone onto your die, and that's what you've actually got in your tumble dryer sheets is an effective silicone. So you're actually making them a little bit more non-stick, as if you've got a Teflon pan and you were using a little bit of butter with it. So that will always help.
Just try these things.
Try
it and see what works for you, but that is beautiful.
People have used wax paper and things. None of them help it cut. They are all about releasing.
Releasing,
Yeah.
But
The only thing that
time,
helps the die
it?
cut is more pressure.
Yeah.
So I've got this sort of panel here, and we said I've got a lot of this gold card, so I don't want to waste it.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that behind.
Right, okay.
So again, for speed, I'm going to use my spray glue, but use your fine glue applicator at home. But of course, I don't need a bigger piece because that's perfect because the die was cut using
Look at that.
the piece
Instant
that I've got.
transformation. I mean, it looked beautiful before, John, but that is
see on there?
just gorgeous. Look at that. Love it.
But of course, on the back, that's all it is. So I'm not wasting card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Not that I'm cheap or careful or anything
No, but
else.
it's important.
It is. It really is. So I've got some scraps here from my matting layering. I got a great tip from Phil Martin the other day when I was watching him, because I'd never thought of doing this. I have all my scraps from when I'm matting and layering, and I keep them in a box. And what he'd done is all the ones for the projects he'd been doing in a set colour, he'd put them in a little plastic envelope
Yes, he had.
to keep using. And I thought,
Yeah.
that's a great way. So I put all my bits in
So
there.
it's all colour coordinated.
So everything's colour coordinated and it's easier. So what I'm going to do now is, of course, we've got all the layers in here.
Yeah.
So just because we've got that circle in the centre, yeah, that's not it. So we've got the circle for the centre, yeah, but we've also got these two, which again, mat and layer, or we'll cut you a frame.
Yeah.
Or you can use that with that one, or that with that one, or you can cut downwards with it.
Okay.
So I've got my circle on here is white. So I want my circle in the middle to be gold.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So I want the next layer on that to be white.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd want the next layer to be gold.
Okay, got
Okay.
it.
So not being careful and using the least amount of this gold card as I possibly can. So it's simply going to cut those three out. I've got them already cut, but I think sometimes it's nice to see.
I think it is as well, and this is why it's so important not to get rid of those scraps, because look, just that one cream piece or white piece there, John, I mean, that's the sort of piece we would throw in the bin.
It is, and I think if you keep them towards you, if you're making things in a series of colours, which I usually do, so I'm just going to run that one through, really simply, but I've got them here already done, but I've cut alternatives.
Ah, and you've cut another one because you've got that very decorative centre.
Well, I have,
there.
so that's what I'm going to show you, the last bit I'm going to cut, and then we'll put it together, because I didn't realise I'd gobbled up quite so much time.
I know. Where's the first tab? It's a double launch. Don't move a muscle apart from maybe just nip to the ladies or gents and make a cup of tea perhaps, and then that's it. Stay with us for another hour because there's much more ahead.
Right, so all I'm going to do now is I'm going to take then a piece of the cream. I'm going to take the smaller of the dies, and then you have this detail die, and it's almost like a mandala centre.
Yeah.
Yeah? So just pick that up and then again put it round. You see it fits in, but again, this will fit in. If you've got the Mandala limited edition,
Yeah.
these will layer in with those.
Of course, of course.
Because it's kept along with the same style, because I drew them at the same time. I wish I could remember what I was watching when I drew them. Normally, sometimes I can remember what was actually on, because I have to either be listening to an audiobook or playing TV to draw or craft or anything. I cannot work in silence.
I always play music. I can't watch the TV when I'm designing. It's got to be music playing.
When I'm drawing, I can't listen to music and I can't watch Hochanda, which is what we normally do at night, because I don't want to subconsciously take any ideas from anyone else.
Ah.
So you don't realise you can do it, so I always make sure I don't, that's the only thing I don't watch when I'm drawing. So by putting those two together, but again, by making that middle one not have, there we go, a separate line, it means I can make it in the middle of the circle if I wanted to.
I love it.
So I just have to...
Love it. Just as you're flicking those bits out, John, I'm going to just remind everybody, we have very limited amount of the Mandala set, but when it comes to the one-day special, almost 60% of the stock has gone. We're only into the first hour. We're about to go into the second hour, but many people probably haven't even realised about the double launch. Now, the Mandala set, I've got to tell you, we are down to single figures. When this is gone, it will not be back. We will not be saying we've got this on delayed dispatch. There's literally single figures left. £24.99, you're getting dies, you're getting stamps, you're getting paper pad, you're getting washi tape, you're getting gems in there as well. Incredible value, 969153.
Right, so
Where
I
did
think
the hour go, Joe?
I can't believe an hour's gone. I thought we'd gone
I
for about
know.
20 minutes. I can understand now why, when I'm doing Craft Cave Live, why Sam's sat there going, he's trying to tell me, "Can't wind it up, I want my dinner, you've got to stop."
Well, don't go anywhere. Me and John, we haven't got time to go to the ladies and gents. We've got to stay exactly where we are. Can't put the kettle on, can't do any of those things. No, I think we're fine. I don't think we need to go.
Okay, I don't have to stand like a mannequin then anymore.
Don't move a muscle. Stay where you are. Just put the kettle on, get a biscuit. We'll be back in 5 minutes. We'll see you very, very soon. Bye-bye.